So Cody's wife Ashley was her friend from middle school, and somehow we never met until after they were married. And my date to their wedding, one of our first dates, was Cody and Ashley's wedding. So
there's two Ashleys, right? Her sister,
yes, her sister Ashley and Cody's Ashley. So
that's awesome.
Yep. And they always joke that when they were middle school kids that they didn't realize they'd be married to brothers someday and have the same last name. So
but you didn't meet her until but you knew, like, it was like her best friend the whole time? You just
well, yes, friends, but it just, my life ran a little differently back then. Yeah. So we didn't cross paths, and did later, and it just felt right, so we stuck with it, you know.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
What's your guys' favorite thing to do?
I love cooking and just hanging out with her, so that's kind of one of the, like, when we get our us time, that's kind of what we do together.
Lucky lady.
Yeah, other than that, you know, like going up north and riding bike, that's something that we both enjoy. The river, spend as much time as we can out there on our pontoon.
I got some drone shots of the river and stuff, she told me. She was like, river rats, gotta get it.
Yep. So that's a big part of us, is the river.
Did you like cooking and take it up on your own, or did someone tell you?
No, I love hunting, and if you love hunting, you love cooking.
There you go.
They go hand in hand, and for me, the more rewarding part of the hunt is making a good meal for other people to enjoy. So that's where I kind of found that.
Well, what's a special message you have for Azjja?
Can't wait to get there and do this thing. So, yeah, I don't know. Big day, a lot going on. Didn't really ever think it would be me, but here we are. So.
Want to go right into it? It's just right around the pillar.
Do I put my dress down? Yeah, put your glove when you get over there. Let them know. Oh, I just need to get it over the hood. I just freak out.
Nice. It's okay. Boy, they got you fixed up nice there.
How you feeling?
Dapper, if that's the right word. They got the stain on?
Oh, it's all twisted. Sorry. I'm all twisted up here. I don't know how to do it. Something's caught. Let me get this second. You see, I'm all caught. Something's caught in something. I'm all...
Okay, got the necklace. Tell me about the necklace. Can you grab it with the...
It's my great family's necklace. It's very special.
Well, so, talk about it.
Why so? Well, she passed when I was like 10, and I always used to play with it when I talked with her. So she's like, that's all yours, honey, when I pass. I'm going to be your guardian angel, so I always wear it.
So that's
special days.
Do a soft kiss. Are we allowed to kiss?
A little smoochies.
Do one more without me saying oh. Sorry.
What's that?
I know I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, oh, so do one without me. Well, how's it feeling? How you doing?
Pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Such a good kid.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
The lighting's perfect.
Here I come.
Where do you want them?
We go right up to the edge of the wood, and then I'll give you the go, and then you can tap when you're ready.
Alright, I'm gonna lay her out. Run away.
And go ahead and tap when you're ready. You look awesome. Wow, you waited your whole life for this. You deserve it. You and Bret just are such a great match. You look awesome. You look wonderful. You look beautiful. Wow. I can't believe it. This day finally come. Finally here.
Yeah, give him some compliments back. He just gave you like 30.
Yeah. Oh, kid. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Let's get this thing done. I don't want to make you get too emotional here.
Hey, you two stand side by side looking at us. We'll do some cheesy smiles to get us out of the emotions there. Cheese it up. Then I gotta run to the ceremony.
celebrate the union of Azjja Alexis Chose and Bret James Benson. Marriage is the institution that is the foundation of society and family. Therefore, it is not to be entered into lightly or unadvisedly, but discreetly and carefully after thought and preparation. Bret and Azjja have now decided to live their lives together as husband and wife. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see some candles there, and there were some behind me here when you came in. They are in memory of those who are not with us today. So we're going to ask you to please join with us for a minute and bow your heads as we observe a moment of silence to honor the memory of those who are not with us today but are here in spirit. Amen. gentlemen, I really kind of wanted to change this introductory paragraph, although I think it's a serious introduction because marriage is a serious thing. But given his heritage and her heritage and where we are today, I really wanted to say, welcome friends and family. We're gathered here today to witness and celebrate the union of Ole Benson and Lena Chose. But I didn't think I should do that. I retired a few years ago, and for those of you that know Bret and Cody, I was trying to do all these do-it-yourself projects at home, so I run into a mechanical problem called Cody, construction problem was Bret, text back and forth. So one day I'm out fixing this horse building we have. I was on a ladder in the rain, working, texting him. It was raining here, raining in Crosse. And I got all done after bugging Bret like 3 times. And finally I texted him and I said, I don't know how you guys do this stuff. And he goes, we're Norwegian, we don't know any better. Anyway, when Bret asked Azjja to marry him, he was, as romantic as he always is. First they climbed up to the top of the coulee, and he was gonna, do the knee thing. Forgot the ring. So that didn't work, then he hid the ring down the basement. So then he's gonna take her out to eat. And he goes down the basement to get the ring in his boxers. And nothing else. And he's coming upstairs like this because he doesn't have a pocket anymore. And then it's like, what are you up to? Because she knew something was up. Then he proposed in his underwear. And the other thing with Bret is he had a few love interests before Azjja. And, when Azjja came along, we were like, and he took her out on the pontoon on the river, got close to the dam, and it died on her. The pontoon died on her. He didn't have a paddle, didn't know what to do. So Azjja got stuck with paddling with the top of a cooler. We're all kind of like, he's going to lose this one. But we saw her a week later and said, how'd that date on the pontoon go? And she said, it was the most fun I've ever had. So that was pretty good. I like to tell stories like this, and I kind of talked to everybody, including the sister there on Azjja, and I was looking for something to tease you with. Couldn't find anything. Azjja is as nice as she seems. She's just really nice. But Ashley did tell me there was a time, and she's the older sister, when Ashley no longer wanted to hug and kiss at nighttime. And, no, I'm going to bed, don't do that anymore. We're too old for that. And so Azjja would let Ashley fall asleep, and then go over and give her the hug and kiss. So that is how nice she is. I have to tell you that when the time comes in the ceremony a little later, when people traditionally kiss, these two told me they're either going to do a chest bump or a fist bump. So we'll see what happens. I got a book in here for a kiss, so I think we need to do that. The next thing is something a little more serious. It's a reading that Azjja picked out. It's called The Art of Marriage by Wilfred Peterson. What? Were you both? Marriage thing, though. Anyway, it's called The Art of Marriage. The little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. Courtship should not end at the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together and facing life head on. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not expecting the husband to wear a halo or the wife to have the wings of an angel. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, and understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and to forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. Bret, do you take Azjja to be your wife?
I do.
Do you commit yourself to her happiness and self-fulfillment as a person?
I do.
You promise to love, honor, and trust her in sickness and in health, in adversity and prosperity, and to be true to her so long as you both shall live.
I do.
Azjja, do you take Bret to be your husband? Do you commit yourself to his happiness and self-fulfillment as a person? Do you promise to love, honor, and trust him in sickness and in health, in adversity and prosperity, and to be true and loyal to him so long as you both shall live? These are your vows. Repeat after me. Today I choose you, Azjja,
Today I choose you, Azjja,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I vow to love you
I vow to love you
and encourage you,
and encourage you
to trust you and respect you.
to trust you and respect you.
I will always accept you as you are
I will always accept you as you are
and offer myself in return.
and offer myself in return.
I commit to an open and honest relationship,
I commit to an open and honest relationship
where I promise to always care for you
where I promise to always care for you
and stand beside you.
and stand beside you.
I vow to share all of life's adversities
I vow to share all of life's adversities
and joys
and joys
with you
with you
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
Repeat after me. Today I choose you, Bret, to be my husband. I vow to love you and encourage you, to trust you and respect you. I will always accept you as you are and offer myself in return. I commit to an open and honest relationship where I promise to always care for you and stand beside you. I vow to share all of life's adversities and joys with you from this day forward, all the days of my life.
With this ring,
I marry you
I marry you
and bind my life to yours.
and bind my life to yours.
Let this ring be a reminder
Let this ring be a reminder
of the promises I have made
of the promises I have made
to you
to you
and forever symbolize
and forever symbolize
the love I have for you.
love I have for you. I'll give it to my finger.
With this ring, I marry you and bind my life to yours. Let this ring be a reminder of the promises I have made to you and forever symbolize the love I have for you.
Contract.
So I have to give to you a little marital advice. I usually do this. 3 things. Number 1 is you can't expect your spouse to be perfect any more than you could expect yourself to be perfect. Number 2 is don't make fun of your spouse's choices, ever. Because after all, you were one of them. Lastly, don't forget to say those 3 little words to each other very often. I was wrong. And now, by the power vested in me in the presence of these witnesses, I pronounce and declare you to be husband and wife. You should kiss and then do whatever. to you Mr. and Mrs. Bret and Azjja Benson.
Feels like a harsh step. There always is outside churches, doesn't it? Here's to this. Would you rather me ask you guys questions, or would you rather
Maybe.
me just let you?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
ask us, so we can know what to say.
What's a piece of advice that you guys would give the couple?
I would say for us, speaking for my husband who isn't here, we just wish them the best. We've been married 67 years, and I said I can only wish that for the two of them. So,
Oh, boy.
and she's a great baby. She was only 2 pounds 10 ounces, remember?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Holy cow.
We got her home by Thanksgiving, though.
67 years. Do you remember your ceremony?
Our ceremony?
Mhm.
Sure.
Big at there, where were you guys married at? In the church?
We were married in the Crosse, Trinity Lutheran on the north side.
And
My advice is if you're having a bad day or something like that, don't call each other names. Don't ever call each other names. It's not good. And we've been married 64 years. My
What are we
husband
talking
is
about?
not having a good time right now.
that little
He's
kid out there?
laid up, so that's why he's not here. But, yeah, Azjja was always a little sweetheart.
any good
Come on.
memories from?
Pardon?
Any memories that come to mind with Azjja?
Oh, the girls, her cousin and her would come over and play, and they would dress up, and that was always fun to watch your kids dress up.
I have a 7-year-old daughter, 5-year-old daughter, and a little newborn, so I know exactly what you're saying.
Oh,
That's all they,
boy.
that's all they do right now, so that's really that sweet spot of just
Oh,
a whole different, they just take you to a different world that's so much fun, you know?
Yeah.
Just dress up and be a different, that's awesome. And then what was your name?
Tom.
Have I got anything to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to ask you a question, so you know what to say.
Tom, any advice for the couple?
I have to ask what she say.
Any advice for the couple?
Oh, I did tell them, I told them to save the money for the good times and hope they have a lot of it.
yeah.
And if they don't, they can always split up rich. See? No, I really don't know what to tell them. I just hope they have a wonderful time. That's about it.
A lot of, it's good to see a lot of family here. Is everyone, what are the sides of the family? Is it all the family here? Just as you said.
No, our son isn't here. He'll be at the dinner, but he's
Oh,
not here
okay.
now. They came in from Hayward,
Oh,
so
okay.
they'll be in tonight.
I'm trying to think of any other.
I think they're all someplace, they can't find them. They're lost someplace in the valley.
A lot of winding roads here.
Yes, there is.
All right, anything else that comes to mind that you guys want to say?
One thing I can remember is, I'm sure she did that at your house too, when Azjja'd be over there when she was a baby. And she'd be over there, and I'd put her down for a nap, and she'd sit there, and she had a finger.
Yeah.
The finger, not her thumb.
Yeah.
and then she rocked this way all the time until she went to sleep. Just back and forth.
Her dad did that.
Really?
And yeah, he would rock, we had twins, and in the bed, they'd get on their hands and knees and hit their head on the front of the bed, the head of the bed, the crib. And I thought, what is wrong? But they were just pacifying themselves. They said, don't worry about it. I never heard of that before. They had a little,
Yeah.
but Todd did that. So Azjja do that. Oh man.
She used to show up at the house, be there quite often. I'd come in, I said, not you again. And she'd run, oh, Grandpa, Grandpa, Grandpa. And she'd say, how can't you love that?
Yeah. She's a great kid.
Yeah, she still does that.
Yeah, that was a good story of loving her sister.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna grab Todd. All right. What are we thinking? Should we start out? You want me to ask some questions, or
Sure. That's okay. No, yeah.
any words of advice, or what comes to mind first?
Oh, I just think they should be who they are. I mean, they've got such a good relationship already. They're kind of yin and yang. Azjja's got a group set of friends that she still hangs with, and Bret does as well. So they've got all their self-interests, but they kind of cohesively come back together. You know, they got this relationship where they've got a great group of people around them, and they're going to make it. They're going to do very well together.
I agree what he says.
You gotta hop in, come on.
I agree. They're two wonderful people, and I'm so happy that they found each other, and just keep loving each other and keep the humor as you always have, and it's going to be great.
How many years have you guys been married?
39.
We just celebrated 39 last week.
39 years.
Memories from that past marriage? Do you remember it?
Oh yeah, yes. You better believe it. I was in the military and I'd come home on leave, and after boot camp, and you're not supposed to get married, but we didn't know any better. We got married, and both of us went off to the duty station together, and that was it.
We also, I was 17 and he was 20.
We were young.
Yeah.
We were young, so.
And I wasn't letting him go to Hawaii without me.
I told her, I said, we should probably wait and, get to the duty station and see how things are. She said, no way. So I was willing to wait, but she wasn't, so she won. I listened, so.
It was a good choice. Yeah, my wife and I, not quite that young, but got married at 24, we knew each other, like high school sweethearts. And
Yes.
And everyone's like, oh, why didn't you wait? And yeah, they're just like, oh, or just get married. Like,
Yeah.
That was kind of us too as well.
So it's Ashley, Azjja, and you have son? Or
No,
So
two girls.
Last.
This is it. Yeah, this is it. Kind of bittersweet. Bittersweet. We feel fortunate though. Both of our daughters are just so well adjusted professionally. They've done such great things, and I don't know. It feels like we hit the jackpot. I feel really fortunate. You're almost waiting for the wheels to fall off, but they haven't. So we've been really lucky with these two kids. And it's not because of me. It's her. So she's the glue. She's it. She runs the show. I listen. So.
Oh, he's got that on tape now, right? Don't erase that.
Yeah, can I get a quick turnaround? Just that favorite memories of the kids? Or memories as well?
I think with them having a 4-year age gap, her older sister, was an older sister, so and Azjja would always want to tag along or do something, and Ashley didn't want that, but Azjja always found a way to get in there. So they're just funny kids,
They have each other's backs.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was having your first child with Ashley, and I remember being in the pool with her. We had a pool where we lived, and just looking at her and contemplating what her life's going to be like. It's just It's such a blessing to have a child and to have a second one in Azjja. Azjja was born prematurely, so we didn't know what was going to happen, and she's a fighter, so she's been like that her whole life. She's a lover, but she's tough. I mean, she'll back Bret all the way. He won't find a better advocate than Azjja. But Bret, on the other hand, is the same way. He's this quiet, humble, respectable person that works so hard. And I always say, though, too, is that his love letters are written all over the house that they have together. I mean, he'll work 16-hour days and he'll come home and work on the house. And, you know, he may not write love letters, but it's done. His hands are full of it. So he's such a good kid. Pretty lucky.
Speak a lot louder than words.
Exactly.
The last few years, I've noticed that just the people who have your back as you get older, or you just are constant.
Yeah, you understand who's with you and who's not pretty quickly, especially society, the way society is. But we're fortunate. We're very lucky.
Well, anything else we think of?
We love you guys.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Any words of advice? You've been married for 10 years? 10 years?
10 years, yes, almost 10 years. I'm not that old. I would just say try to communicate and listen to one another. I mean, I know they love each other, accept each other, and just try to work through things together.
Big sister, how does it feel?
I'm super happy for Azjja and Bret. I think they're a great couple. They complement each other. Bret deals with her craziness, her Azjja time. He just kind of goes with the flow with her, and that's what she needs. So I think they just complement each other really well. So I'm super happy for both of them.
The Azjja time, is that what you mean?
Yeah, Azjja time. That's the whole day today was Azjja time. So we just gotta roll with it. When you're on the Azjja train, you roll on the Azjja train. That's how it goes.
All turned out well.
Yeah, it all looked beautiful at the end. Yes.
Favorite memory?
Oh, there's so many good ones. But Azjja and I just spent a lot of time together as kids, just the two of us. We learned a lot together, took care of each other, and you know, we had the like quintessential big sister, little sister relationship of her stealing things from me, clothes, snacks, always wanting whatever I had. I found out years later that I would make tuna fish sandwiches for lunch, which sounds terrible now, but at the time, that's all we ate. And I would put potato chips in my sandwich, and Azjja would too. And I found out like 15 years later, like 5 years ago, that she actually didn't even like that. She just did it because I did it. So it just, there's like these little things that you just didn't realize, and you know so much about each other, just being together, sharing a bathroom, one bathroom our whole lives. It's just, there's just a lot of good memories and a lot of good times together.
Yeah, looking back at things from a different perspective when you're young, and that person looking back out, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you want? Just congrats or anything like that?
Yeah, congratulations. I'm happy that I could be a part of the day, that she let me be a part of the day, that they had such a good time. I think there's so much stress leading up to it, and then, you know, when they saw each other, you could just tell that it was right. And they let a lot of the stress go, and from then on, it was an awesome day. So I'm just so happy for them, and, you know, excited to see where they go from here.
To be said, and go ahead and perform the rest of
His father, the groom's parents, Jim, Carol, and Nick, and my wife Sherry. We'd like to welcome you here today, celebrating with us Bret and Azjja's new life together. I want to extend a heartfelt thanks and appreciation to each of you, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends, for taking the time from your busy lives to be here with us today. Your love and support means so much. I'd also like to acknowledge my daughter, Ashley and Matt, being here today as well. It seems like only yesterday, Mom and I were holding you, Azjja, for the first time. Dropping you off at your first day of school, teaching you how to bike, trick-or-treating, or what makes us happy is running and hitching and lifting and swimming and Y together. And also mom running to Walmart at 1 in the morning to pick up school supplies for a project that she had to. Reflecting back on all these years and watching you mature into a beautiful young woman you are today, I feel grateful and lucky to have shared so many fond memories together. It's been true that you've achieved many milestones in your life, academically and professionally, but what I'm most proud of is the loving, kind, empathetic person you are today. Always treating others with respect and dignity. Seeing you here today, looking so radiant and happy, fills me with great joy and age. I've received so much more from you than I've given. My only hope is that I've lived up to your expectations, said the Father. Thank you for being inspired. I love Daddy Boy. Bret, from the first time I met you, I've never had to question your love and dedication and commitment to Azjja. Your love is evident in the way she talks about you and every glance or embrace that you share. Your unwavering support and love has made Azjja whole. As a father, there's no greater comfort to me than knowing that you are going to be by your side for the rest of your life. It's an honor for me to have a son-in-law like you. Welcome to the family, and also you're Norwegian, so a couple words of advice. Some of it's been stolen already, so Bret and Azjja, as you begin this new adventure together, I offer you this advice. It's not about finding the right spouse, but being the right spouse. Have no simple goodbyes. Never stop loving one another. Maintain your friendships. Communicate always, and never underestimate the power of forgiveness. So I ask you to raise your glasses. And I want to congratulate you, and may God's peace, love, and spirit always guide you as you begin this new journey together. Love you.
That was worth it, Todd. Thank you so very much. Round of applause for proud father.
You gotta speak out.
Grab your hand.
You can just like
Becky, all right, well, I guess somebody had to follow Dad, so I'll be the one. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Ashley, Azjja's older sister, not to be confused with her newest sister, Ashley. That was the OG sister. So I just wanted to share a few things that you might not know or maybe had forgotten about my sister over time. So I want to just refresh everybody's memory. So just a few things, not too many. So first is that my sister was basically a mute in public until she was 10 years old. I spoke for her, not that I needed any asking to speak for people, but we would go places, people would ask her questions, and she would tell me her answers, and then I would respond for her. Or ordering food at a restaurant, she'd tell me what she wanted, and then I would respond for her. So finally one day, we were literally in line at Culver's and getting in line, and I said, you need to order for yourself. And she said, no, I don't want to. And I said, then you're not getting any food. So we went back down, sat at the table, she didn't get any food, and we kind of bolstered her up, come on, you gotta speak for yourself sometimes. So she finally went up and ordered her own food for the first time at about 10 years old. And I profusely apologize because she has not stopped talking sense to herself, to us, to Lena, to who knows. So I'm very sorry. Number two is Azjja is not the world's best keeper of secrets. So not a vault, definitely not a vault. So growing up, we spent a lot of time together by ourselves, and Azjja would automatically tell Mom and Dad everything, whatever happened when they were gone. I would get hungry and we'd want a snack, and I'd want to make mac and cheese on the stove. Not supposed to use the stove, but it's a cost-benefit analysis. I'm the oldest. You got to push the boundaries a little bit. Like, I'm going to make mac and cheese. Second, mom walks in the door. Ashley made mac and cheese in the stove. I were going, I'm like, yeah, and you're not hungry now, are you? Like, I don't know why you're talking. Things like that, or like being on the computer. You know, we're the generation that like had the AOL, instant messenger dial-up. I'd be on the computer too late with my friends. Next morning, Mom, Ashley was on the computer all night long. But one of my favorites was, we had a hiking spot when we were kids that was like a very short bike ride from our house. And I took her there where my friends and I would go and we would like mess around. And one day she's like, oh, I'm gonna take Mom and Dad there. Took Mom and Dad there. They come back home and they say, why are you taking your sister these places? It's so unsafe. You can't be taking her anywhere anymore. Because it was just like hiking in some cliffs. You know, just some cliffs, not a big deal. So, not a good secret keeper. Then the last story I wanted to share, which I think some of you heard a little bit at the wedding today, is about the forced proposal between Azjja and Bret. So, Bret had been planning to propose for a while, and Azjja and Bret were getting ready to go out for dinner, and as she was getting ready, she walked into the kitchen and ran into Bret, who was coming up from downstairs. Setting the scene is Azjja was just wearing a t-shirt because she was getting ready, and Bret was only in his boxers, nothing else. Standing there with something behind his back. And Azjja said, what's that? And he's like, nothing, just keep getting ready. You know Azjja, she's not going to drop it, she might just push it a little bit more. No, really, what is it? And Bret just said, well, I guess we're doing this. And got down on one knee and proposed in his underwear in the kitchen. And I think it is the absolute best way for you guys to start off a marriage. It's an incredible story that you're going to keep forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that in the future, when you decide to have important conversations together, you can be a little more fully clothed. So I got a robe. And then I just wanted to end my toast with sharing some words that Azjja shared at my wedding. She gave an incredible speech with gifts and everything. So what Azjja said to me was, and to my husband, is, make today the happiest day that you have together, and continue to do that every day moving forward, so you don't have to look back and say, we had the happiest day of our lives. So raise your glasses. To happiness, to health, and to motherfucking wealth. Cheers. All right. One more. Just one more. The brother.
The brother. Everybody that doesn't know me, I'm Bret's younger brother, believe it or not. So they told us no speeches, but here we are. I might have gone.
Just go close.
Good?
Yeah.
John? Well, they said no speeches, but we're on number 3 now.
Sorry.
I'm basically just going to read this because I'm not really good at that speech thing. Growing up with a big brother comes with its scars and also its reward from getting them. We got a few that match. So, in high school, we both used to skateboard, and believe it or not, both had really long hair, like Bart, but Bart. We had a real steep driveway at our house in Alaska, and it goes right towards the main highway. A little sliver of sidewalk, try and catch if you're lucky. So, Bret decides I should try it. No, this is after he had tried it and failed. Scar on his left elbow. So, he said, just aim for the sidewalk and don't hit it. Fail before you hit the highway. I didn't make it. So now we got matching scars on our elbows, same spot, bottom of the driveway. So he ran down, picked me up, back up the top of the hill, send me down again. Didn't make it again. Eventually, he pushed me, and I made it, got to the bottom, and before you know it, we got a ramp set up with a picnic table in front of that at the top of the driveway, coming from the hill further up that, up the ramp, over the picnic table, down towards the highway, right down the sidewalk, and I made it. He's always been there to convince me to do something that I didn't think I could do, and he's always been there to get me back up to try again when I failed. So Azjja, I actually knew before Bret. She's good friends with my wife, Ashley. And it didn't take long for Azjja to feel like a sister to me, but she was a little bit skeptical of me at first. Watching out for Ashley. So she'd always say, "You better be good to her. She's my girl, you know." Yeah. Once I got to know Azjja a little bit better, I started telling Ashley, we need to get these two together. And she kept saying, "No, not yet, not ready, not ready." Well, eventually, Ashley gave in and introduced them to, I believe it was our wedding reception at Mount Crosse.
Ashley, you're so smart.
And here we are. So, Azjja, welcome to the family, and now it's my turn to say it. Bret, you better be good to her.
That's it, unless you guys want to say anything.
Nope.